All right, so we're diving deep into the world of poultry sexing today. We're prepping for an interview using RoleCatcher.
Awesome.
We've got their career guides, a bunch of sample interview questions, and even some info on how their AI can help us out.
Yeah, their AI is really cool.
Our mission
Yeah,
to make sure you absolutely nail this interview.
definitely. It's a super interesting job. A lot of people don't even know it exists.
Right, but it's a vital role in the poultry industry.
Absolutely.
Well, let's just jump right into it. RoleCatcher has these sample interview questions.
Yeah.
They're designed to give you an idea of what to expect, and they even categorize them by skill.
So you can really focus on what you need to work on.
Exactly, so you can practice. Okay, so first up, can you explain your experience working with different poultry breeds and how that has prepared you for the role of a poultry sexer?
This is a good one. You know, even if you don't have specific experience with poultry sexing, this is your chance to shine.
It is. Have you raised chickens before? Maybe worked on a farm?
Right. Anything that shows you're comfortable around birds.
Maybe you volunteered at an animal shelter or something?
Exactly. It's all about showing your passion.
Right, so you want to connect the dots. Think about what skills you've developed.
Did you have to learn about different breeds, for example?
Maybe you had to pay really close attention to detail while caring for animals.
Exactly.
Really highlight those transferable skills.
Yeah, the interviewer wants to see you're adaptable and genuinely interested in poultry.
And remember, RoleCatcher has that AI that can help you tailor your answer.
Oh, yeah.
You can put in the specific breeds mentioned in the job description, and it'll help you highlight the relevant experience.
Very cool.
Okay, next question. How do you ensure accuracy when sexing poultry? And what steps do you take to minimize errors? This one goes straight to the heart of the job.
It does.
You've got to showcase your attention to detail and commitment to quality.
Absolutely. Have you practiced vent sexing?
Or feather sexing.
Yeah, you want to mention those techniques and how you double-check your work.
Really emphasize that accuracy impacts the whole farm operation.
Definitely. Every chick counts.
And again, RoleCatcher's AI can help make your answer even stronger.
It can.
Like it might recommend mentioning specific accuracy rates that you've achieved before.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
That level of detail is really impressive.
It is.
Okay, let's move on to this one. How do you handle difficult or aggressive birds during sexing? And what strategies do you use to ensure safety?
Interesting.
So this is about safety first.
For sure.
Show that you're responsible and that you're aware of the potential risks.
Right, you've got to protect yourself.
So mention the specific protective gear you would use and emphasize your knowledge of those safe handling techniques.
Right.
You could even describe how you'd approach a particularly feisty chick.
Yeah, like what would you do if you've got a real kicker?
And don't forget to show that you care about the animal's welfare as well.
Oh, of course.
Explain how you prioritize the bird's well-being while still getting the job done.
Right, it's a balance.
And, RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your answer to the specific farm environment.
That's right.
So if the job description mentions working with certain breeds that are known for being a little more spirited,
A bit more rambunctious, haha.
yeah, you can adjust your answer.
Yeah.
You've got to show that you can handle those chicks no matter what.
Whatever they throw at you, literally.
How do you maintain accurate records when sexing poultry? And what systems do you use to ensure that information is organized and easily accessible?
So, record keeping, might seem a bit less exciting.
It might, but accurate record keeping is essential.
Oh, yeah, totally. It helps track the farm's progress.
And this is your chance to showcase your organizational skills and attention to detail,
Absolutely.
even when you're dealing with a lot of data. So mention any systems you've used.
Spreadsheets, databases.
Even handwritten logs, if that's what you've used.
Right.
The key is to show that you can keep those records accurate and accessible.
Right.
You can also mention any experience you have with software programs.
Oh, yeah.
And your willingness to learn new systems quickly.
Right.
That adaptability is valuable in any job.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's move on. How do you stay up to date on changes in sexing techniques or technologies? And what steps do you take to ensure that you're using the most effective methods?
Staying current.
Because the poultry industry is always evolving, so it's important to show you're dedicated to professional development.
Definitely.
Mention any industry publications that you follow.
Conferences, online courses.
You've got to show that you're proactive.
And eager to learn.
Yeah, about new techniques and technologies.
Yeah.
You can even highlight your willingness to try new methods
Oh, that's a good one.
and to evaluate how well they work.
Right, because the interviewer wants to see that you're not just okay with how things are done now. You're looking for ways to improve.
Always improving.
Yeah,
And RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify industry trends too, you
I
know?
can. And it can give you suggestions on how to use that information in your answer.
Okay, next question. How do you ensure that birds are handled in a humane and ethical manner during the sexing process? And what steps do you take to minimize stress or discomfort for the birds?
This is an important one.
It is. You really want to show your empathy and understanding of animal welfare here.
For sure.
You're not just focused on
You
efficiency.
care about the birds.
You do. So highlight any training you've had in animal handling.
Or animal welfare.
Talk about the specific techniques you use to handle those chicks gently.
Like working quickly and efficiently to reduce their stress.
Right, minimizing that handling time. And, you know, if the farm has specific animal welfare policies, make sure you know them.
Yeah, do your research.
And mention how your approach aligns with their standards.
Right. Show them you're on the same page.
And again, RoleCatcher's AI can help you fine-tune your answer by analyzing the job description
It can.
and highlighting key words. Like,
Yeah.
if they mention gentle handling, you want to make sure you emphasize that.
Absolutely. It shows you're paying attention.
Last question for this section. How do you communicate with other members of the poultry production team, and what strategies do you use to ensure that information is effectively shared and understood?
So teamwork and communication, huh?
Exactly, because poultry sexing is part of a larger team effort,
It is.
and clear communication is essential to make sure everyone's on the same page.
And that the chicks are getting the best care.
Exactly. So this is your chance to showcase those communication skills
Right.
and how well you can collaborate. Think about how you communicate with colleagues.
Face-to-face, emails, reports. Are you a good listener?
Do you give good feedback?
Highlight those strengths and give some specific examples.
Like maybe you had to explain a new sexing technique to a coworker.
Or you worked as a team to solve a problem.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And, once again, RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your answer to the farm's communication style.
It can.
So if they emphasize collaboration, you can make sure to really highlight those teamwork skills. Show them you're a team player.
It's all about demonstrating that you're not just a skilled poultry sexer, but also a valuable team member.
Exactly.
We've covered a lot here.
Wow.
But before we move on, let's take a look at the bigger picture. RoleCatcher's Career Guide gives some insights into career paths for poultry sexers.
It does.
So you're not just sexing chicks forever.
Not at all. You can move beyond entry level. You could become a supervisor.
So you're managing people now.
That's right. Training new poultry sexers.
Handling chicks to
Uh-huh.
handling humans.
Exactly. Or you could specialize.
In something like breed identification.
Yeah. Or hatchery management. And some people even become consultants.
Oh.
Traveling to different farms and offering their expertise.
That's pretty cool. The career guide also mentions that the demand for skilled poultry sexers is pretty stable.
It is.
Why is that?
Well, the poultry industry is always growing, so they always need skilled people to keep those flocks going.
So this is a field with job security
It is.
and growth potential.
Absolutely, yeah. But remember, continuous learning is key here. The poultry industry is always evolving.
New techniques, new technologies.
You've got to stay up to date if you want to move up.
And RoleCatcher has a whole section on professional development in their career guide, right?
They do. They recommend attending industry events.
Online courses, connecting with other poultry sexers online.
Building a network is so important. It's how you stay informed and find new opportunities.
And it helps you stay passionate about your work.
For sure.
Okay, before we move on, let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI one last time.
Okay.
We've talked about how it can help tailor your interview answers, but it does even more than that.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It's got that AI-powered CV and resume builder.
Mm-hmm.
It can analyze your skills and experience, and it suggests ways to highlight them.
It can even tailor your application to specific keywords used in the job description.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like having a personal branding expert.
It is. And then they've got that interview practice feature.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
You can record yourself answering sample questions.
And get instant feedback from the AI on your delivery, content, even your body language.
Wow. So you can practice and practice until you're confident.
That's the goal.
You'll be ready to shine in that interview.
Yeah, you'll be ready.
And the best part,
What's that?
RoleCatcher has a free version.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So you can try out all these tools and resources, no risk.
Definitely worth checking out.
Okay, let's dive back into some of those practice questions.
Okay.
This one's about problem solving. Can you describe a time when you identified a mistake or problem during the sexing process, and how did you address it?
Oh, a classic behavioral interview question. They want to see how you handle those tough situations.
Right, how you take ownership and learn from mistakes.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to share an example of when you messed up.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect,
Everyone makes mistakes.
especially in a fast-paced job like this.
Exactly. It's about how you react. So what did you learn from the experience?
How did you apply it to the future?
Like, let's say you misidentified a group of chicks as female when they were actually male.
How did you find the error? What did you do to fix it?
Maybe you double-checked your work or asked a supervisor for help.
Maybe you created a new system to prevent that mistake from happening again.
Yeah, highlight your initiative.
And your commitment to accuracy and improvement.
The interviewer isn't looking for someone who never makes mistakes. They want someone who handles them well.
Speaking of handling things responsibly, how do you stay up to date on changes in sexing techniques or technologies? And what steps do you take to ensure that you are using the most effective methods?
Staying current.
Important in any field, but especially one that's constantly evolving like this.
Absolutely. It shows your commitment to learning and adapting.
It shows you're not complacent.
You want to be the best you can be.
So how do you stay informed? Do you read industry journals?
Do you go to webinars?
Online forums?
Connect with experts in the field.
Be specific in your answer.
Yeah, give examples.
Did you learn about a new vent sexing technique?
Maybe an AI-powered sexing system.
Right. Show them how you stay ahead of the curve.
And don't just mention how you stay informed. Show them that you're willing to experiment with those new approaches.
Right. And evaluate their effectiveness. They want to see that you're always looking for ways to refine those techniques.
Always improving accuracy.
And RoleCatcher can be a valuable resource here, too.
Oh, yeah, it can.
Their career guide has links to all sorts of resources.
Associations, publications, training programs.
They even have a section on emerging technologies,
Oh, wow.
which can help you stay ahead of the game and impress that interviewer.
Definitely.
Now let's move on to a question that often comes up in interviews for roles involving animal care. How do you ensure that birds are handled in a humane and ethical manner during the sexing process? And what steps do you take to minimize stress or discomfort for the birds?
This is a big one.
It is. It goes beyond those technical skills. It's about your values.
And understanding animal welfare.
It's about showing that you care about the well-being of those birds.
It's not just about getting the job done.
Right. It's about doing it right. So emphasize your commitment to humane handling techniques.
Absolutely.
Mention any training you have in animal welfare.
Or experience working with animal care organizations.
And discuss specific steps that you take to minimize stress for those chicks.
Like handling them gently.
Supporting their bodies properly.
Working quickly and efficiently to reduce their time in the process.
Exactly. And if the farm has specific animal welfare policies, make sure you know what those are.
Yeah, and mention how you align with them.
RoleCatcher's AI can help you here.
It can.
It can analyze that job description. It can highlight keywords related to animal welfare so you can tailor your response.
Like if they mention gentle handling.
Or stress reduction.
Or ethical treatment.
Use the AI to incorporate those phrases into your answer.
Show them you're paying attention to what they value.
It's all about showing them that you're not just skilled, you're also compassionate.
And responsible.
Now let's tackle a question designed to assess your teamwork and communication skills. How do you communicate with other members of the poultry production team? And what strategies do you use to ensure that information is effectively shared and understood?
Communication is key in any team environment.
Absolutely. And poultry sexing, while it might seem solitary, it's part of that larger team effort.
It is.
So effective communication ensures everyone's on the same page.
And that those chicks are getting the best possible care.
This is your chance to highlight your ability to collaborate effectively.
And communicate clearly.
Think about the different ways you communicate.
Do you prefer face-to-face conversations? Emails, phone calls, written reports?
Are you good at giving feedback?
Do you listen to other people's perspectives?
Can you explain complex ideas in a clear and concise way?
Yeah. Highlight your strengths. Give specific examples.
Maybe you had to explain a new sexing technique to a colleague.
Or maybe you worked with the team to solve a problem.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your response to the specific communication norms of the farm.
It can.
So if they mention a collaborative environment,
You can make sure to really play up those teamwork skills.
it's about showing them that you're not just skilled, you're a valuable team player.
Exactly. Someone who can contribute to a positive and productive work environment. It's not just about being a good poultry sexer, it's about fitting in with the team.
Exactly, working together.
Yeah.
Now let's think bigger picture for a minute. What are the career paths in this field?
That's where that RoleCatcher Career Guide really comes in handy.
It does.
It outlines all those different opportunities for growth within the poultry industry.
So it's not just sexing chicks forever.
No, not at all. As you gain experience, you can move beyond that entry-level role. You could become a supervisor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, responsible for training and managing a whole team of poultry sexers.
So you're going from handling chicks to managing people.
That's right. A whole different set of challenges.
I bet.
You could also specialize in a certain area like breed identification.
Or hatchery management.
Right, or you could even become a consultant,
Oh, wow.
traveling to different farms and giving advice.
That would be pretty cool. Now, the career guide also mentions that the demand for skilled poultry sexers is expected to stay pretty stable.
It is, yeah.
Why is that?
Well, the poultry industry is only getting bigger,
It is.
so they need skilled people to keep up with demand.
So there's job security in this field.
There is.
That's good to know.
And growth potential.
Yeah, but you've got to stay up to date, right?
Absolutely. Continuous learning is really key. New techniques, new technologies are always coming out.
So how do you stay current?
RoleCatcher actually has a whole section in their career guide on professional development.
They do. What do they suggest?
They recommend going to industry events,
Okay.
taking online courses, connecting with other poultry sexers through forums online.
Networking is so valuable.
It is.
It helps you learn about new opportunities, and it helps you stay passionate about your work.
Absolutely.
Okay, before we move on to the next set of questions, let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI one last time. We talked about how it can help tailor your interview answers,
Yeah,
but it can do a lot more than that.
it can. It's got that AI-powered CV and resume builder.
Mm-hmm.
It can analyze your skills, your experience, and it can suggest ways to really make them stand out.
And it can tailor your application to the specific keywords in the job description.
It can, yeah. It's like having a personal branding expert working for you.
It is.
Yeah.
And they have that interview practice feature, too.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
You can record yourself answering those questions.
And get instant feedback from the AI on your delivery, your content, even your body language.
Wow, so you can practice until you're totally confident
Exactly.
and ready to impress in that interview.
That's the goal.
And remember, RoleCatcher offers a free version,
They do.
so you can try it out.
No risk.
All right, let's get back to those practice questions.
Okay.
This one is about problem solving. Can you describe a time when you identified a mistake or a problem during the sexing process, and how did you address it?
Ah, yes. A classic behavioral interview question.
They want to see how you handle those tough situations.
Exactly. How do you take ownership? How do you learn from mistakes?
Because everyone makes mistakes.
Everyone, especially in a fast-paced job like this.
It's all about how you react and what you learn from it.
Right. So let's say, for example, you misidentify a group of chicks as female when they were actually male.
Oh, no.
How would you discover that error? What would you do to fix it?
Did you double-check your work? Did you ask a supervisor for help?
Maybe you came up with a whole new system to prevent that from happening again.
Yeah, showing that initiative and that commitment to improvement.
The interviewer isn't looking for someone who's perfect.
Right.
They're looking for someone who can handle those mistakes the right way.
Speaking of handling things responsibly, let's move on. How do you stay up to date on changes in sexing techniques or technologies? And what steps do you take to ensure that you're using the most effective methods?
Staying current, it's so important.
It is.
Especially in a field like this one where things are always changing.
So you're not just content with the status quo. You're always looking for ways to improve.
Absolutely. So how do you stay informed?
Do you subscribe to journals?
Attend webinars.
Online forums?
Do you connect with experts in the field?
Give specific examples.
Yeah, maybe you recently learned a new vent sexing technique, or you heard about a new AI-powered sexing system.
And it's not just about staying informed. It's about being willing to experiment
Right.
and evaluate how well those new methods work.
The interviewer wants to see that you're open to change.
You're always looking to improve.
And RoleCatcher can be a really great resource here.
You can.
Their career guide has links to all sorts of industry associations and publications.
Training programs.
They even have a section on emerging technologies in poultry sexing,
Wow.
so you can really stay ahead of the game and impress the interviewer.
Okay, let's move on to a question that we see a lot in these types of interviews.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that birds are handled in a humane and ethical manner during the sexing process? And what steps do you take to minimize stress or discomfort for the birds?
This question, it goes beyond just having the technical skills.
It does.
It's about showing that you understand animal welfare and that you care about the well-being of those birds.
You're not just focused on getting the job done.
You want to do it right.
So how do you show that?
Well, you can emphasize your commitment to humane handling techniques.
Okay.
You can mention any training you've had in animal welfare.
Or any experience working with animal care organizations.
Right. And you want to talk about the specific steps that you take to minimize stress.
Like handling them gently,
Right. Supporting their bodies.
working quickly and efficiently.
Exactly. So you're minimizing their time in the process.
And if the farm has specific animal welfare policies,
Make sure you know them.
familiarize yourself with them and mention how you align with their standards.
RoleCatcher's AI can be really helpful for this too.
It can.
It analyzes that job description and it can pick out those keywords that are related to animal welfare so you can tailor your answer.
So if they mention gentle handling
Right.
or stress reduction,
Or ethical treatment.
use the AI to include those phrases.
Show them you're paying attention.
It's about showing the interviewer that you're not just skilled at sexing chicks, but that you're compassionate.
And responsible.
All right, let's tackle this question. How do you communicate with other members of the poultry production team, and what strategies do you use to ensure that information is effectively shared and understood?
Communication is key in any team.
It is.
And poultry sexing, it's no different.
Even though it seems like a solitary job, it's part of that larger team effort.
It is. And effective communication is how you make sure that everyone is on the same page.
And those chicks are getting the best possible care.
Right. So this is your chance to highlight those communication skills and your ability to work with others.
Think about how you communicate. Do you like face-to-face conversations?
Emails, phone calls.
Written reports?
Are you good at giving constructive feedback? Do you listen to other people's perspectives?
Can you explain complicated ideas in a simple way?
Give those specific examples.
Maybe you had to explain a new sexing technique to a colleague, or you worked together with a team to solve a problem.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your answer here too.
It can.
If they're looking for a collaborative environment, you can make sure to highlight those teamwork skills.
It's about showing the interviewer that you're not just skilled, you're a valuable team player.
Someone who can contribute to that positive and productive work environment.
Okay, we've talked about career paths, professional development, and how to answer some tough interview questions.
And we've seen how that RoleCatcher AI can really be a valuable tool.
Now let's focus on some final tips that will help you really shine in that interview.
We've got some great advice coming up that will boost your confidence and help you make a great impression.
So we've really dug deep into the world of poultry sexing, haven't we?
We have. You should be feeling pretty prepared for that interview now.
From the job itself to those tough questions you might get asked, you're on the right track.
And with RoleCatcher's resources and their AI, you're more than prepared. You're ready to succeed.
So what does all this mean when you walk into that interview?
It means you're not just showing up, you're walking in with confidence.
You're ready to show off those skills and your passion for this unique job.
You understand what the role is all about, the importance of accuracy and animal welfare, and you know about those potential career paths.
Remember all those practice questions we went over?
Yeah.
Those weren't just about memorizing answers. They were about getting you to think about different situations.
And helping you prepare to show your best side.
Practice those answers. Use RoleCatcher's AI to make them even better. And think about the specific skills and experiences you want to highlight.
Yeah.
And remember those career paths we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This interview isn't just about getting this one job. It's about starting a career in the poultry industry.
That's right.
And remember, continuous learning is key.
It is.
Whether you become a poultry sexer, a hatchery manager, or even a consultant, you need to stay updated on industry trends and technologies.
If you want to really succeed.
Who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one mentoring new poultry sexers.
Sharing your experience and your passion with the next generation.
So go into that interview confident and prepared and enthusiastic.
Tell them what you've got.
You've got this.
Best of luck.